I hope we're live. Hello one and all, and welcome to what is basically a slightly delayed instant reaction. But the reason I'm doing this, I'm absolutely delighted. I'm absolutely buzzing, and I've got some footage of the goal, which I want to share with all of you now. In fact, I'm not even going to muck around. I'm just going to show you the goal from Declan Rice. Now this is courtesy of West Ham Highlights. Now, this guy films all the highlights of the game and gets them up early, so please do. He's on YouTube, West Ham Highlights. I'll put the link below. Go and give it a look. Go and give it a look. He's great. Follow him and go through everything, every game. All the goals are there. Just anyway, have a look at this. What a finish! What a finish! Hey, you happy with that? You want to see it again, don't you? I'll show it again. And there it is. So, I mean, what a day. What a day. And I do think, let me get rid of these headphones. I do think it's a pivotal moment today. And none more so because of everything that's happened with Marko Arnautovic. I mean, today was crucial because I just thought today we showed that we can play without him. And I know he was on the pitch, and I know he was involved, but he wasn't the star of the show today. The star of the show was Declan Rice. But what a game from Nasri. Nasri was dictating play. He had full control. Anderson was absolutely immense. I thought as well Antonio was brilliant. I think it's probably fair to say that the best 4 players on the pitch today were all West Ham players. I really do. They've got players like Aubameyang. They've got Lacazette. They've got some very, very good guys. Ramsey came on. I thought he went into pockets of space really, really well. But we were the best team today. There was no fluke. And I'm sure we are all absolutely buzzing for Declan Rice at the moment. It's just good news from him. We signed a new contract and he's got his first goal. And I tell you what, he is on the start of a long journey to becoming a club legend. What I really love from Rice as well was that he scored the goal. He went in and he celebrated, and after everyone had congratulated him, he then went and celebrated again. Went for a second celebration with the fans, which I thought was absolutely lovely. Now listen, I want to get a few of your comments. I want to know what you think about it, because surely everyone is buzzing. Now I know the other matches are kicked off and all the rest of it, but look, I want to get into this now, because it's not very often that I watch West Ham. And I think we've been starved of good football over the years, but it's not very often that we witness a performance like that against a team which, let's be fair, turned us over earlier on in the season. They completely turned us over. Now, I've got so many of you in the live chat here, but before I do, I just want to give you my opinions on the players today. I'm going to go through the team one by one, just very, very quickly, and then whatever you want to say afterwards, I'll read a couple of comments from some of the guys on the forum, and then I want to know what all you lot are thinking. So, first, say Fabianski. He had nothing to do today. I've got to say, he had a save earlier on after 12 minutes. For those of you that watched the review, I've been through all of that. He had a save. He came and collected from crosses. That was his least busy game. Zabaleta, right back today, fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Linked in with Antonio, was overlapping, was there for an outlet for Rice and Noble to play balls to. How much energy has that guy got? You know, and I'm pleased to say, you know, it looks like he's staying for next season as well. A great acquisition. I mean, a real contributor to team spirit as well, I'd have to say. Issa Diop next to him. Diop was really good today as well. Didn't give them a sniff. Now, I thought largely that was to do with how good Rice was in front of him. But Diop, there were a number of very, very good interventions today. Angelo Ogbonna next to him. He did all right. I had one scary moment in the first half, I think. quite early on the first half. But that was his best game for us, since he's come into the team for Balbuena, who's going to be out for a little while. Now, that's quite important. I just wonder if it's just sort of the sort of experience of playing alongside Diop for, 2 or 3 games now that obviously, as a partnership, they are improving. Then on to Aaron Cresswell, left back. Cresswell was brilliant today, defensively and attacking. That left back, he's made that left back slot his own. For those of you that watched the show before, Tom was talking about Cresswell. Very, very happy with Cresswell there. He's really linking in with Anderson as well, linking very well. Although Anderson wasn't just staying on that wing today. I thought he drifted more, but we'll get to him in a second. Mark Noble in the middle was absolutely fantastic. Joining the attack, picking it up off the defenders, acting as a really good foil for Declan Rice, who was next to him. Just a bloody good game, and I think Noble enjoyed playing with Nasri today. Now, I've just mentioned Declan Rice, man of the match. Interception after interception after tackle. A wonderful goal. Reading of the game. Passing. Linking up positional stuff. This boy is just wonderful. I think, has he just turned 20 or maybe he's about to turn 20? Don't know. Whatever it is, it's going to be a very, very happy birthday for him. He was immense. Everyone's man of the match. I noticed the stadium announcer made him man of the match. Tom did. I did. I'm sure loads of you do. And, I mean, I'm just absolutely delighted for him. Everybody is. Antonio started. Now, that was interesting. They dropped Snodgrass for Antonio, and he didn't disappoint. He was absolutely brilliant. He was a constant threat. If you notice, he did cut in and do his little shot where he tried to shoot with his left, which didn't work, but he was good. I mean, I think on the 5-minute mark, he drove at them and really had them on the back foot. A constant menace with his pace. He's direct. He's strong. And just played a real part in the game today. Nobody had a bad game, which is why I'm reading through all of these now. Nasri, well, he's just shown that he can play. He has shown that he can play. 1 touch, 2 touch, drifting into space. Head up when he passes. Always got so much time. And as I say, I think Noble enjoyed playing with him. Anderson certainly enjoyed playing with him. And we are going to see an awful lot more from him. I just want to go on. I've just noticed, I'll go through the chat in a second, but I've just noticed Ray Thompson's popped up in the chat, and he said, Gonzo, the 1-touch triangles are fantastic. Nasri was a big difference today. He never loses the ball, and Rice was top draw. The first point was wonderful. Well, the way we were camped outside their box playing these little intricate passes was just a joy to behold. That is how I want to see West Ham play. That was absolutely brilliant. Penultimately, Felipe Anderson on the left. Oh, I mean, top quality. Top quality. Jazz has said, can I believe Ogbonna kept a clean sheet against Aubameyang Lacazette? I know what you mean, mate. He was good today. He was very good. But back onto Felipe Anderson. Wow. Such quality. There was a couple of really good dribbles which didn't quite result in a goal. He had that shot where the ball was laid off to him by Nasri, again was so calm. I mean, very much the way he laid it off to Anderson, who shot low and wide, was very similar to how he sort of laid it off to Declan Rice again to create that goal. Wonderful. I mean, Anderson was brilliant today. On another day, he gets man of the match. But you know what? On another day, so does Nasri. On another day, so does Antonio. But today wasn't that day, because today Declan Rice got man of the match. I'm not going to bother with Snodgrass and Carroll because, well, we saw the game. You know what? I'm not going to bother because they came on as substitutes to shore the game up. But the last person to start in lineup, which I do have to deal with, is Marko Arnautovic. Now, I don't think he came on as stropped. I don't think it was a terrible performance, but he wasn't crucial. He wasn't integral to the way that we played today. He wasn't part is probably wrong. He was part of it, but he wasn't crucial to the swashbuckling way in which we played. My point being, I think we could have played exactly the same way today without Marko Arnautovic. I think if Chicharito plays today, I think you get the same performance. I think there are a number of players who could have played in there. I thought he was neat and tidy. He linked up the play a bit, and sometimes he was involved in those little triangles, but I thought it was crucial today for the team and the other players to show that they could play without him. Do you know what? I know what you want. I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to show you Declan Rice's goal again. sweet as a nut, and it gave me an opportunity to have a swig of me tea. Again, I've got to thank West Ham Highlights. Give him a follow. Give him a follow. After every game, you can watch all the highlights. He just films it from his seat. It's great. He's got all of them from today, all the runs, all the little bits I've discussed. They're all. I don't know how he manages it. He uploads them so quickly, but listen, he's with us all season and for next season and everything. We're going to help each other out with videos and that, and I'm just pleased to be able to bring you that goal so early. But go and watch all the highlights from there, because West Ham played very, very well indeed. After this video's finished, I'll put the link in the description below. I'm just going to jump onto the messages on the forum first, but I just want to speak about Luna USA. It says, Arnie definitely said goodbye today. And silly man, Jazza, do I get stiff hands filming the whole match? I don't film the whole match, firstly, so, you know, anyway. In terms of Arnie, it did look like goodbye. In terms of him being a silly man, I just wonder, it is obviously all about money, because surely Arnie's not going to go to Man United, he's not going to go to Man City. So West Ham, you'd want to be at West Ham at the moment. Look at the football we're playing. Surely you'd want to be involved in that. I mean, there must be a lot of players in that West Ham dressing room are excited about what the future holds, just in terms of playing their footballers, in terms of enjoying their job. Anyway, those are my thoughts on it. Just flicking to the forum here, Irons Forever. Who's on the forum, he said, I've never seen us so organised at the back. How many saves did Fabianski have to make? I totally agree. I absolutely totally agree. We've got Indian Hammer, again on the forum, I'm reading from here. He says, I feel like we were top-notch in all positions. It was definitely his favourite win of the season. He's a happy Hammer today. Clayton, who's also in our chat, and he's on the forum. He's on the live chat now. I did notice him in there. He said, well-deserved win. And well, Whiskey Man, who again is a regular contributor on the forum, he said on today's evidence, Nasri could be that quality midfielder. Now that is in response to a message from Irons Forever, who said Rice was sensational today. Please give us a quality midfielder to play alongside this lad. Sell Arnie for 45 million, get a top striker in for 60 million, add Lanzini and Yarmolenko. Boom! He's done a boom. Capital letters. Boom. Well, I mean, that's interesting. Let's be fair, that's very, very interesting. Yarmolenko added in. Would Yarmolenko even get into the team at the moment? I'm not so sure. Lanzini, is mouth-watering to think these people are going back. I don't know if anybody who watched it at Sky. Poor old Jack Wilshere was in the studio next to Jamie Redknapp as well. So I don't know what's going on there. But the very fact that we've managed to do all of this with so many players injured, it's just been absolutely miraculous, really. I'm fair play. Massive respect has to go to the manager here, to Pellegrini, who's been brilliant. Clayton says Ogbonna, much better game with Cresswell alongside him. That's a good point, Clayton. Is Ogbonna just feeling the benefit of playing alongside Cresswell and starting to get settled? He was wondering if it was a one-off. He says Diop looked more comfortable with Oggy next to him as well. He said we were the best that he's seen us defensively and in attack, with a very strong spine to the team now with the inclusion of Nasri. We're getting good feedback on Nasri here. Pale Rider, again another regular on the forum, says Nasri getting another 70 minutes, will only get better with match fitness, defended brilliantly, even Oggy, and Rice was amazing. He just put another £30 million dent in City's coffers. Obviously Pale Rider suggesting there that Declan Rice's value has risen hugely just because of that. Let's touch on Rice. I don't like to sell players. I don't like to sell players at all. But I think it's got to be discussed. I'm hoping we spend the next 3 or 4 years discussing it, because it means he stays with us. I think City's record transfer is something like 60 million. They are not Man United, who have gone out and spent 85 million, that sort of thing. You'd have to say the City have spent a series of 50 and 60 millions, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million, 60 million, 50 million. They haven't shown any form up to now to suggest that they could afford Declan Rice, as far as I can see, as good as he is, the age he is. I think it's fair to say, considering his age, considering he's English, considering that English, Irish, whatever, considering he is homegrown, let's say, so I don't upset anyone, you have to have a certain number of domestic quoted players in your squad. That's why they are more expensive. You have to have, I don't know, someone else will know the rules, but you have to have a certain number of your 25-man squad have to be homegrown. That's why they have players like Delph in there, who doesn't play all the time, but he ticks that box. You have to say that Declan Rice goes for more than Virgil van Dijk. I really do believe that. But bear in mind, he's not going to be sold now. In 2 or 3 seasons, Declan Rice is in excess of 100 million. And Manchester City have not shown any form that they, or there's just no history to them spending that sort of money. Anyway, I'm going to jump on to the chat. It's going so fast to chat, and thank you very much for joining me. And I can see you all chatting along in there. I'm not going to scroll back to the start of the show because there's just so many comments here. Victor Fenn, he said, Nasri is a class player. Yes, he is. Luna USA, Ogbonna and Diop were amazing today, along with the fullbacks. What a magnificent backline that was today, Luna. Absolutely amazing. Kamal's excited that Lanzini is still coming in. Cy Beak said Liverpool have money. Yes, they do, Cy. They do, mate. But are they going to spend that much? It's going to take a lot of money. I think we're talking British record transfer to even get him. But you know what? I'm done with talking about that now. I just wanted to put it out there because I don't want it. It's been a joyous day. And we could dominate this lovely day where we've moved up to 8th. I didn't even say that in the video yet. We've moved up to 8th pending other results today, of course. We probably won't finish in 8th. But we've moved up to 8th. I don't want to talk about, I spend a day talking about Arnie moving and Rice being sold to Man City because things have gone so well. Jazza, he says, Gonzo, do you not feel that Arnie should have waited until the summer for the sake of the club and where we can have him push for Europe? Jazza, Arnie's skint. He can't wait. He cannot wait. He's skint. As ridiculous as that sounds, he's skint. He needs money now. It's all about money. That's it. That's the truth of the matter, mate. Sorry to be a bearer of bad news. Mr. Jamie Hammer bets. Sorry, he said he can't wait to see Nasri and Lanzini. You can imagine if you thought the Dairy League triangles today were good, you can imagine how good they will be with those two in the team. Wonderful, and just salivating thinking about Arnautovic. Just Freudian slip there. About Anderson and Nasri and Lanzini all sort of playing together in the same team. I mean, it sounds wonderful. Born to get busy. Says masterclass in offside trap. Side Beaks would love Zaha at the club. Purple Turtle, we'd like to see Arnie stay. I think we all would, but I just think that maybe that ship has sailed. Clayton is now in the live chat before I read, and he was on the forum. He said a few strikers we could hopefully have a go for. Maxi Gomez. Christoph Piatek, Luka Jovic, and one that may surprise a few, Nicolas Pepe. I'm going to have to bow to your superior knowledge, Clayton. I am not a man that knows the European game inside out. I couldn't tell. I wouldn't know if all of them walked past me in the street all stood together. I don't know any of those guys. It's frustrating for Arnie, demoralising how he went about moving, said Luna. Kamal says Redmond, I guess Nathan Redmond, Wilson and Zaha. That wouldn't be bad, would it? Let's be honest. What do we got? Listen to the game on the radio. This is what Peter says. Today and was a big well done to West Ham fans. Fantastic atmosphere to come through. Come on, you Irons. In fact, atmosphere was decent and Arnie didn't get booed as far as I can hear. I'm sure stories will come out where the odd person has heard the odd boo and someone that's in the ground and someone next to him has shouted, "Oi, Arnie, this, that and the other." But don't let that detract. In the main, it weren't boos. And I even heard a quiet rendition of Marko Arnautovic ring out. Ben Brown said he loved the excitement on Rice after he scored. You could tell, Ben, that it meant a lot to the other players, couldn't you? The other players were absolutely buzzing when he scored. They were really happy for him. Tom Whitton said, do we need to sign anyone in January? Well, I think on the strength of today, you have to say no. But obviously, if Arnie moves, that's got to be sorted out. Because whilst I said today, it sort of showed that we can play without Arnie, I still think we need somebody in there. Because I don't think that Carroll can play in that way. These little triangles that we were playing, that interchange in the pass and move. I think Chicharito can play in that, but he's injured. So I don't think Carroll can play in that way. So I think you know, we need to get someone else in, and somebody really, really good. But what today proved, it doesn't need to be Arnie. There was times last season when Arnie was our saviour, let's say. Arnie had to rescue us. I think we have a lot of players who, when playing together, are so good, not just individually, but the sum of their parts is greater as a whole. Just slaughtered that cliche then, haven't I? But we're looking like a team now, is the point I'm making. Luna again, who's saying again, we played superb one and two touch football. World class football. It was very good. It was very good. What do I think about Zabaletta's performance today? Top notch. Purple Turtle asking that one. I eat my words on Nasri, says Very Rancid. Does not look. No, look, he's not. He doesn't look like he's looking for a paycheck. No, he was up for it. There's someone that's been out at a game for a long time. He clearly just wants to play football. Very Rancid said, I would also not buy players if no one leaves. We've got a lot of talent to come back. We really do. I mean, the list on players that weren't available today is quite long and very talented. What else have we got here? Can Declan push on and get more goals? I think he can. I think that first one, listen, I don't think so. He's going to get 10 goals a season, but I think he can certainly get, 4 or 5 goals a season from set plays and stuff like that. We don't threaten enough from corners, from headers and stuff like that as much as I would like. I'd like to see that sorted out. Have you seen the Declan Rice goal? I need a swig of my tea. I'll show it to you now. Or maybe not. There you go. It's a lovely opportunity. I like the Declan Rice goal. At least everybody's seen it now, Anyway, it's a good opportunity for me to drink my tea. Hammer Down Under said he thinks Nasri is definitely trying. He's trying to grab his second chance. And I think we can all agree with that. He really is. It's almost like he's been lost in the game. He's realised what he was missing. And I think the good thing is, it's almost that West Ham have provided his last chance. He knows the manager, and it's not like he's 23 years of age and a big club's going to come and poach him. He's played for Arsenal. He's played for Manchester City. I think so. He's not going to have his head turned. I think he's going to be quite committed and happy to play for West Ham and grateful for the chance, if you know what I mean. Vincent Tennety says Declan for Ireland. I take it Vincent is obviously Irish. Be interested to see what decision he does make, Vincent. Rice has Bobby's vision and calmness on the ball, says Sykes. Well, I went the Brighton game. I went to the Brighton game and I took my boy to the Brighton game. And after that, we went to meet the players and my son, when I had some photos taken with some of the players, Declan Rice included. And the amount of fans that were there saying directly to Declan, "You're the next Bobby Moore, son. You're the next Bobby Moore." Were quite a number, quite a lot of them. So I think he hears it all the time. Now I also remember that being said to Reece Oxford, as some people can shrink under such pressure. I think Declan embraces it. I really do think he does. What have we got here? Kamal says Nasri still has that good ability on the ball. He certainly does, mate. What style of centre forward should we replace Arnie with? Jazza, that's a good question. I like that question, mate. I think you've got to be technically good. I don't think you have to be as strong and big as Arnie necessarily, because we're just not really playing that way. But I think technically good. Now, I'm struggling to think of a try, so I'm going to have to hark back because I'm going to have to show my age a little bit now. I'm thinking of a Peter Beardsley or a Teddy Sheringham, maybe with a bit more pace than that. But if you know what I mean, someone that is comfortable on the ball, someone who's sort of... We'd never get Aguero, but Aguero's not just a striker. He's very comfortable. His first touch is good. He can lay off a pass. That's the sort of striker we need. Okay, not an out-and-out sniffer, not a poacher. And I do think Chicharito is that, and Chicharito's good at that. But I think a lot of the time in the system, if we're going to continue to play that way that we played today, our striker's going to be dropping deep. He's going to be drifting wide. You're going to have to cross. You have to control. He's going to have to pass as well as shoot. That's what I'd be looking for in terms of striker. Unfortunately, my knowledge is not that great. I'll leave it to more knowledgeable minds, people like Clayton, to say who those players that can play within that style are. But that's what I would be looking at. As Sheringham, obviously Sheringham was slow. Not as slow as Sheringham, but a Sheringham type striker, if you know what I mean. Michael Woodward says, Woodard, sorry, not Woodward. Michael Woodard said, Nasri looks like a masterstroke by Pellegrini. Just hopes he's got a bit of loyalty about him, unlike the greedy dog. Who could he mean? Bye-bye, Arnie. Says Northern Ireland Hammer. Enjoy your noodles. What else have we got? Bournemouth would want a lot of money for Wilson, says Kamal. Yeah, I don't think that's a goer. I just don't think that's a goer. I think they would want more money than we've got. I think as I said, if you've watched the previous video in the week, I think we're going to hold out for about 45 million. I think he'll go for that. That's if the Chinese club offer that. Otherwise, he's going to be staying. So that's why it was important for him not to sulk today. And I just don't think 45 million gets you Callum Wilson. So, hey-ho. We'll see. But I think certainly Bournemouth are prepped for Wilson going. That's why they signed Solanke for 19 million. Which was a hugely overinflated price for someone with just pretty much no Premier League experience at all. You've got to remember, it was, who've they got up front? Chelsea, Morata? It was only, was it last season before last, they signed him for 50-odd million. That's, I'm not saying he's brilliant, but I mean, as barometer for what top-class strikers cost, we should be able to get someone pretty damn good for 45 million. Jazza says, to answer his own question, which was the one about the striker, he thinks we need someone who is mobile with pace, who can also hold the ball up. And he's not describing Arnie, by the way. Bill Clark says we need an agile brute up front. Unfortunately, Andy Carroll just hasn't got it. I think Andy Carroll's got a lot to offer, and I think what Pellegrini is doing with Andy Carroll, by not rushing him back, is really helping him. Allardyce and Moyes and Bilic were all desperate to rush Andy Carroll back, and that causes injury. By incrementally increasing the amount of time he spends on the pitch, Pellegrini's done him a real favour. He's slowly built up fitness. If Allardyce got a job now, who are crap? Let's say, okay, let me make an example. Let's say, actually not Cardiff because they got no money. You know what I'm saying. Let's say Southampton just suddenly got rid of their manager and Allardyce got it. You can imagine Allardyce coming in for Andy Carroll. And they probably would buy him because he's shown he's not broken down in a few weeks. I don't know. Anyway. Tipegg says, do we know which Chinese club is interested in Arnie? We don't, mate, which is a weird one. Born to Get Busy says he thinks our director of football, who is Julius, can invest the money wisely. And here we are, you see now... Born to Get Busy said, clone Dean Ashton. Andrew Greenway says, there's always Abraham, meaning Tammy Abraham. Ray Thompson said we should nick Jamie Vardy. And here's where we are. All the questions now are about replacing the striker, which is where it naturally leads us, doesn't it? But what can we do? Listen, we've had a great win today. We've had a great win today, and really. Shame on Arnie and certainly his brother for making that the issue of the day on what is a really, really good day. And here's what's weird, and I may well leave you with this, okay? Here's what's weird in all this. We are at the start of January, basically. We're at the start of January, and we've got... Oh, hold on, what's happening? I don't know, something's happening. Hopefully you can still hear me. We are at the start of January... And we are not at risk of relegation at all. I think we've got 31 points. I think I've closed down that window. As you can see, I'm making all sort of things pop up at the moment. That's a real interesting thing for West Ham. I want us to go for the cup. I really do. I want us to get these players back, to go for the cup, and just to have a real good crack at this. We've got to, haven't we? What's that? We're not going to get top 6. We're not going to get top 5, which I think was... That's Europe, in it? 5th? I wouldn't want Europa League. I've got to say, I wouldn't want it at the moment. I'd want us to... We started this season really poorly. I said to Gio very recently, all those games that we lost at the start of the season, I'd like to have them again. And we have today. We have had the Arsenal one again. I think we're a good team. I'm not being deluded. I don't think we're as good as a top 4 team. But I think us, Wolves, Leicester, maybe Everton, I think we're better than the rest, and I'll just say it. And I think on our day we're bloody good. And the nice thing is we are now bloody good to watch. Just a couple more questions before I love you and leave you. Andrew Greenaway says we do need cover at centre back if Oggy or Diop are injured. We are in trouble. We are obviously with the news that Balbuena's out for a little bit longer. Who else have we got here? Tom, that's a good question. Would you prefer to finish 6th or win the FA Cup? I mean, the FA Cup. I want the FA Cup. I would prefer to win the FA Cup than finish 2nd. And I know everyone's going to go, no, Champions League. I really would. I think Champions League would kill us at the moment. I really do. And I don't think we'd even stand a chance of getting there. I want to win a trophy. And whatever trophy trumps anything else. I don't look back and I don't think, I remember that season when we finished 9th or that season we finished 12th. No, but you will look back and remember a trophy. Arsenal, for a long, long time, have chased just qualifying for the Champions League. And they've not contested the Premier League for a long time because of it. And look at where they are now. Tottenham are getting massive, massive praise. A lot of praise at the moment for the way they're playing. But you do get the impression they could just really do with a trophy. I was going to say a day out at Wembley, but actually, I mean, look at them. They had 30,000 fans in Wembley the other day. Has that soured the experience for them? Do they have that much drive to get to Wembley? I don't know. It's a different thing altogether. Ben Brown said 8th and FA Cup would be lovely. Clayton says Cup. Top 7 is Europe. Oh, is it? I don't like it. I think it's a Mickey Mouse tournament. I think Thursday nights flying all over, particularly if you get a Russian club, and you know how half of Russia, or even half of Russia, surely how that's even considered to be in the same continent as Europe is ridiculous. How are you going to go and end up flying into Siberia on a Thursday night? It is absolutely ridiculous. It's like you're flying a third of the way across the world or something. No, I've got to say, I don't like it. I'm not a fan. Next season maybe a push for Europe. Yes, next season we might be better off for it. That's from Hammer Down Under. Born to Get Busy would love a cup final. I would love a cup final, but I've done cup finals before. I want to win it. I'm very, very specific on that. I want to win it. It was heartbreaking in 2006. I was in Cardiff. Heartbreaking. Jazza said, Gonzo, do you think it's crazy how we are joined 7th with 10 injuries? Yeah. Arguably one being our best player in Lanzini. It is, and a lot. So much has to go to Pellegrini. He is so calm. He is so assured. He is... Pep Guardiola said something about Pellegrini in... what was it? What was when we were going to play him? And he said you can spot a Pellegrini team a mile off. They have this DNA about the way they play. And I can see it. And I'm starting to see it. I really love this identity. And it's almost a case of, with what you're saying with these players being out, it doesn't matter if they're out. It just doesn't matter. He'll get some others in. And that bringing in Nasri, I just think the injuries to such an extent decimated us, where I think I looked at the Burnley game and thought it wasn't enough people on the pitch that could control the football. And I said to Gio, if you look at that review afterwards, don't go back and look at the review. Why would you do such a thing? But I said there was too few technical players on there, if you know what I mean. I said one more technical player in there probably would have changed the way we wanted to play. I think Rice battled really hard today, but I wouldn't call it a battling performance from us. I think we outplayed them. I really do. I thought our defensive, the offside trap was excellent. I thought Rice battled hard. I thought Antonio showed some physicality, but actually I thought the most robust challenges were from Arsenal players. So we didn't bully them to a win today. Don't let anybody tell you that. We played the beautiful football and we got a decisive goal. And it was a good goal, not a scrappy goal. A really good goal. You might have seen it in this video a few times, courtesy of West Ham highlights. Okay, Pellegrini was Hammer Down Under. He said he watched him in New Zealand. Oh, sorry, they had a conversation about about football on the TV. I think in Australia and New Zealand, we've got so many fans from all over the world, and they come and join us for this. And certainly, I think this is a good one if you're down under, because it's very, very late, isn't it? I think the 3 o'clocks are a hell of a commitment to watch if you're Antipodean, certainly. What have we got? Complete forward is what I'm talking about, Gonzo. Yes, I think so, Cracker. I think so. But I'm not too bothered about the strength part of it. I'm particularly the technique. Is what I want to see, my friend. Bill Clark says a measured performance. Side Beaks, great to see everyone so happy. Victor Fenn, we outplayed Arsenal. It's as simple as that. And I'm going to leave it there. I think so. I think that is a good time to finish up. I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm going to go and stick thingamajig on now, whatever it's called, Soccer Saturday. Maybe I won't. Maybe I don't care. It's this early kickoff. This has made our weekend. I'm looking forward to match of the day. Who knows what the results are going to be? Should we have a look? Let's have a look. We'll do it. Let me do it here. You might be watching this. I'll probably owe it to you. So look, PremierLeague.com. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. Okay, Brighton Hove Albion 0, Liverpool 0. Half time. Blimey, I've been talking a long time. Sorry. Burnley 2, Fulham 1. Fulham are in trouble. I wonder if they regret appointing Ranieri. Cardiff 0, Huddersfield 0. Crystal Palace 1, Watford 0. Leicester 0, Southampton 2. And the late kick-off is Chelsea against Newcastle. I've not paid that much attention to it. Everton against Bournemouth tomorrow. And then Tottenham, Man United. I think Tottenham might win that. Not that it matters. Monday, Manchester City against Wolves. That's interesting. You'd expect Man City to win comfortably. Wolves are a decent team. That's interesting there, isn't it? Southampton. That's he's had mixed results since he came in there, and I thought Leicester have been really, really good. Palace. Who scored for Palace? Sorry, I'm going to work on the assumption that many of you don't know. Because I didn't know. Who did that? Craig Cathcart own goal. Well, I wasn't expecting that. He knows what he's doing, Roy Hodgson. It's not the best manager in the world, but I tell you what, they're 1-0 up, and he can certainly see out a 1-0 victory if he needs. So I don't know if that's a live table or not. Is it? Is that live? Maybe it is, because Leicester have got... Yeah, okay. So as things still stand at the moment, we're still 8th. And Brighton are doing well holding Liverpool there, aren't they? And yeah, they'll want to win that. Otherwise, I'll tell you what, Man City are right on them. If Palace hold out for the win, that would be very, very big, because that puts them 7 points ahead of Newcastle. We have a game in hand. Fulham, they're getting really cut off there. Fulham have only got 14 points. Huddersfield have got 11. If Fulham lose today, and they are losing against Burnley, who have climbed the table quite well, really, following their poor start to the season. Everton are in 11th. So this shows how little I look at the league table. Everton are in 11th. That's pretty crap, isn't it, really, considering how much money they've spent? I know if they've got a game in hand, to be fair, if they win, if they beat Bournemouth, which is not guaranteed, let's be fair, they're a decent team, Bournemouth. In fact, they've got the same points as Bournemouth. They're both on 27 points. But West Ham, we got 31 points. We got 31 points. I'm absolutely delighted. I am really delighted. Leicester have got 31 points. It was alluded to by someone in the chat earlier. Yeah, so we're quite pleased Southampton are winning, really, aren't we, on that one? Oh, this is happy days. Look, it's half time. Go and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Oh, wow, no, sorry. Look who scored for Burnley. Hold on. So Orb Hunter said he put 50 quid on us finishing above Man United at the beginning of the season. But he hates cheering the Spuds. I'd love to know what odds you got on that, because, well, that's surely that'd be a big payout, wouldn't it? I'd imagine. Look who scored for Burnley. I'm going to look who scored for Burnley now you've mentioned it. Who scored for Burnley? Oh, 2 own goals. Oh, dear. 2 own goals. That is, well, when your luck's out, isn't it? Really? Okay, I'll tell you what though. I shouldn't. Actually, I'm not going to say it. I was going to slag Burnley off a bit. I probably shouldn't. They beat us. Fair play, innit? Fulham went 1-0 up after 2 minutes, did they? You lot are far better at... 50 quid with a mate is the answer to the bet. Yeah, you lot are far better at following the football than I am. Get a bit stuck into West Ham. Anyway, look, enjoy your weekend, folks. Enjoy your weekend. Hold on, you want to see the Declan Rice goal again, don't you? Quickly. Lovely, sweet finish. The crowd going mental. Crowds were going mental. Okay, listen, please do subscribe if you are new around here. Thank you for joining us. We have a lot more content on this channel, particularly a lot of the live stuff, a lot of the reaction stuff, a lot of the fan stuff. We're delighted to have you. You know, this is the forum channel. We're having a little rebrand. We've got a new badge made up. Have you seen it? There you go. Got a new badge made up. So this is it. This is the channel for you lot to have your say. It's where we focus on your opinions and all that sort of stuff. So you are very, very welcome. Don't forget to give West Ham highlights a subscribe. Go and look now, because if you don't want to wait until match of the day, that one with Declan Rice, he's done the highlights of... He's done, I think, it's only a minute and a half. Go and give it a watch. Go and give him a thumbs up as well. You give us a thumbs up if you want. Give it a thumbs down if you think it was rubbish. But you don't, do you? How can you think it's rubbish when West Ham have won? And won beautifully. We were a better team. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, Si. Thank you, Jazza. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Enjoy the remainder of your weekend. I've gone so far, I don't even know how to end the stream. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I lost the button there. Have a lovely weekend, people. I will catch up with you very, very soon.